Have you ever stopped to think about the future of the dollar? We often take for granted our access to currency, but with an uncertain global economy and a period of international turbulence looming on the horizon, it's time to start taking a closer look at what exactly is happening with one of the world's most utilized forms of money, the US dollar. Years from now, will we still have reliable access to our once trustworthy currency? And if so, in what form and under which circumstances? It's no secret that the fate of America's current financial foundation looks grim when considering recent governing decisions and growing uncertainty regarding worldwide security. So let us search through the facts and analyze potential paths forward as we weigh this essential question. What does long-term stability mean for America and its citizens, both in terms of their finances as well as peace of mind, as they set out into a tumultuous, foreseeable future? Hello, and welcome to the Prime Time. In today's video, we'll talk about why the future of the dollar looks unstable. Before starting our video, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell for more amazing content. Now, let's get this video started. Counties seeking dollar substitute. Tired of a too strong and newly armed dollar? Some of the world's most powerful economies are looking for methods to avoid the US currency. Smaller countries, including at least a dozen in Asia, are also attempting to de-dollarize. And fearful of additional dollar strength, corporations throughout the world are selling an unprecedented proportion of their debt in local currencies. Nobody believes the US dollar will be dethroned as the primary medium of exchange anytime soon. Not long ago, it would have been unimaginable for governments to explore payment channels that did not use US currency or the SWIFT network, which underlies the global financial system. Now, the dollar's sheer strength, President Joe Biden's use of it to impose sanctions on Russia this year, and new technological breakthroughs are all prompting nations to begin chipping away at its hegemony. Bilateral payments. After the invasion of Ukraine, plans in Russia and China to promote their currencies for international payments, particularly through the use of blockchain technologies, accelerated rapidly. Russia, for example, began asking for payment in rubles for energy deliveries. Bangladesh, Kazakhstan, and Laos were soon moving up negotiations with China to increase their usage of the yuan. India has become more vocal about the rupee's internationalization and has just negotiated a bilateral payment mechanism with the United Arab Emirates. However, progress looks to be gradual. Yuan accounts, for example, have not gained traction in Bangladesh due to the country's large trade deficit with China. The decision by the United States and Europe to cut Russia off from the global financial messaging system known as SWIFT was a significant motivator of those plans. The measure, which the French called a financial nuclear bomb, cut most big Russian banks off from a network that handles tens of millions of transactions every day, forcing them to rely on their own, much smaller version instead. This has two ramifications. First, US sanctions against Russia fueled concern that the dollar could become a more permanent political tool, a concern shared not only by China, but also by other countries. India, for example, has been working on its own in-house payment system that is modeled after SWIFT in some ways. Second, the United States' determination to deploy the currency as part of a more aggressive form of economic statecraft places additional pressure on Asian economies to choose sides. Without an alternate payment method, they risk being forced to comply with or enforce sanctions with which they disagree, and losing trade with key partners. Significant headache. The dollar's strength is causing major problems for Asian countries, which have seen food prices skyrocket, debt repayment burdens worsen, and poverty deepens. Sri Lanka is a prime example. It defaulted on its dollar debt for the first time ever because a rising dollar made it impossible for the country to pay. Apart from that, at one point, Vietnamese officials blamed fuel shortages on rising dollar values. As a result, moves like India's agreement with the UAE accelerate a long-running campaign to transact more in rupees and set up trade settlement agreements that do not use US currency. Another aspect helping efforts to abandon the greenback is technological innovation. As a byproduct of efforts to create new payment networks, a drive that predates the booming greenback, several economies are chipping away at dollar use. Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, and Thailand have established systems for exchanging local currencies rather than dollars. Taiwanese can pay via a QR code system linked to Japan. Overall, the moves are shifting momentum away from a West-led system that has served as the foundation of global finance for more than a half-century. What is forming is a three-tier framework, with the dollar remaining dominant but rising bilateral payment channels and alternative sectors like the yuan attempting to capitalize on any potential US overreach. King dollar may continue to reign supreme for decades, but the growing trend for transactions in alternative currencies shows no signs of subsiding, especially if geopolitical wildcards continue to persuade officials to go their own way. And unfortunately, the US government's readiness to use its currency in geopolitical battles may limit its capacity to pursue such methods as effectively in the future. That was for today's video. What are your thoughts on the video? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your time. We'll see you later.